Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run over me.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest. Today we have from Tatnuck Bookseller, where I go a lot, and I have referred so many authors to and artists. We have the Marketing and Events Coordinator, Rebecca Ackerman, with us. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you.
We have not met, but I have sent people to her. I've asked her, do you have the email of the author and stuff like that? How long, Rebecca, have you been there?
So I've been at Tatnuck itself a little over 2 years, and I've been the event coordinator a little under 1 year now, so I moved up.
How did you find out about it?
So I actually had grown up going to Tatnuck, loved it, actually tried to work there in high school, but they were full, they didn't have a place, and then I was on a completely different life path, and then during the pandemic, ended up back in town, thought, hey, while I'm figuring things out, why not try to work at Tatnuck again? Got a job there, loved it, never left, and instead just found ways to get more involved.
And then when the previous events coordinator left, you came in.
Yeah.
And I forgot her name.
Diana.
Diana, okay. For those of you out of town, out of state, out of the country who are watching on YouTube, Tatnuck Bookseller has got quite a reputation. Great, it's local. It's I believe it started in Worcester, Massachusetts, and then it moved to Westboro. And it's like it's like a retreat.
An everything store.
Oh my God, everything. You walk in there, well, it's really geared to a lot of girls. You go in there and you see, first of all, you walk in the entranceways, all these children's books. In the hall you walk through to get to the door. And then they have jewelry, and then they have some clothes. There's a cafe down at the end, right? Then you start going in and you see some things on sale and this type of thing. So they're very fair. They got both kinds, you know. My favorite place is down in the back, Rebecca. They've got 4 easy chairs.
The little sitting area.
That move. Do they still have the water trickling? Did they have a...
No, so we are putting a mural there instead, which is in progress and is actually going to be painted by one of our workers.
What will it be?
So right now the idea is a scene from Narnia. So it's going to be book themed, and we're hoping to do the same in our event room as well.
It is so peaceful. I mean, gosh, if you're going shopping over there, my primary care doctor's over there, that area.
Yeah.
You know, take a break and go on over, and there's got so many books, to say the least. We have so many great things to talk about with Rebecca. The origin of it, when did it start in Worcester, Tatnuck? Do you remember?
At least 20 years ago, because it's been in Westborough almost the whole time that I've been in Westboro. Lots of people refer back to it as when they were growing up and it was there in Worcester. So decades, I
didn't even go to it when it was in Worcester. I might have gone once, but I really didn't get hit with it until much later. When did it move to Westboro, do you think? About 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Huh. So you book the upcoming events. Now, we've got to get this across. What, artists, authors, who else do you like to book there?
So we book all kinds of people. So coming up we have a silhouette artist, and he does his craft by cutting out people's silhouettes and then frames it for you. You have a great keepsake.
Yeah. We
have music events. We just yesterday actually had a group called Annalise and her family band, as well as the Algonquin Unified Singing Club. They put on a fantastic musical performance. I mean, they were teaching us sign language during it to really make it inclusive. It was great.
Language.
Yeah, and it was so fun to see everyone like doing the sign language along to the songs.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That must have brought in people who were not couldn't hear that well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, by the end I was grabbing more chairs because people were wandering.
Did they reach you, or did you reach out to them?
So I had initially heard from Lori Diamond, who is Annalise's mother, asking if they could do an event. She came across my email, reached out, and I immediately was thrilled because
Yeah,
the music
yeah.
events are so fun.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite kinds of events that we do because it just gets people so involved. Yeah, and I mean, we just made it happen pretty quickly.
There's a business group. Is a BMI still around? They meet there. I think I went one time to see what it was all about. They have a beautiful, if you haven't been to Tatnuck Bookseller, they've got a huge event room in the back.
We do.
And if you're, like, I've told a lot of the new authors, you know, if you don't feel up to yet giving a presentation, right? You can sit out pretty much out front there at a table and greet, you know, people can walk by and this type of thing. And I think they like that.
Yeah.
They have a choice.
Yes, I consider that we have roughly two styles of events. One is for authors who really just want to start getting the word out there, introducing themselves and their book, signing table up front, high visibility, right in the middle of foot traffic. Or if you want to do a larger event, like when we had the concert yesterday, we have the large event space, and you can do readings. Like we've had poetry readings, you can do performances, you can do presentations. We've had people do PowerPoints to explain their books, especially if they're nonfiction, you know, to sort of take you through the history of it.
Do you provide the screen for the PowerPoint?
Yeah, we do have the screen, and we have a projector.
Okay, advertising. I've told authors, Tatnuck does a great job getting it out there, but if you want, I know when I spoke there, not about writing, but about something else one time, memoirs. I had an easel, one at the door with a little sign that said this way, and then one down there, just to sort of like when they come in, they know where to find. One of the great things about Tatnuck Bookseller is you walk in and there's that whole kids side. I mean, beautiful stuffed animals. I mean, real high quality. Cosmetics like natural soaps.
Yeah.
Did Tatnuck used to be this way years ago?
No. So originally it was just books. It sort of evolved over time. So then the cafe came in, and then a whole host of gift items came in. So we do for kids have like the plushies, we have accessories, we have backpacks, all sorts of things like that. We even have like kids' aprons for cooking, and because we also have kids' cooking books. But then we also have for adults. I mean, right now, like I got this sweater from Tatnuck.
That's so cute.
So we have a bunch of sweaters. We have hats, gloves, scarves, jackets, and then we have a whole host of jewelry as well. And we even have dishware now, candles.
Yeah,
we have everything.
Great you. You know, I love bling bling, and I walk in, I'm like, oh my god. I mean, I'm like, Jan, you're here for a book or whatever. Go
Stay
away
on
from
track.
the jewelry. But they've got, and for us girls, the marketing couldn't be better. You walk in, let's get the girls. You know, they have like the clothes. Okay, in the kids section with the stuffed animals. I will not go out unless I've gone through the kids section. They have some books on sales for kids, middle school, the teens, as well as adults. And I like the way you set it up in the kids section. You've got the middle school age. And it goes from the little kids.
It goes, in age order. So it goes from child, infant, toddler, building up to middle reader. You've got YA right next to that.
And teens. You've got a teen section. Rebecca, what is with the fantasy now, with the teens really going for fantasy books? What is that?
Yeah, I think it's just a trend. I mean, it has been, I suppose, for a while, because the big book when I was growing up was Twilight. So also sort of paranormal fantasy. And then you get into sort of apocalyptic fantasy, like Divergent was big, Hunger Games. I think it's just following that trend, you know?
Would you consider, I'm about to read Gone.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, would you consider that sci-fi or fantasy? I know it's basically a teen. It's geared to them, but it looks fine to me. Nice fat book.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a paperback, green with the word "Gone" on it. I liked it because it looks like a mystery.
Yeah,
I like that. I'll scour down the teen section.
I love a YA book.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Definitely. I don't think you're ever too old to read anything. And in the children's books, so I've got, there's a little, she's going to be 3. We have one granddaughter who's going to be 3. Then my other 2, one is now 10 and the other one's going to be 12 next month. And finally the 10-year-old, hello out there, 10 and 12-year-old are finally into books. Yes! All right. Okay, now, I think my granddaughter, just read Holes. Boy, is that a good one. Ooh, the guys are digging their hole for, we'll give it away. But and then my grandson, he's only 10, he's into, famous people.
Oh.
And he was into geography. You could sit down with him. He will tell you every country in the world.
Wow.
My father would have loved him. My father was world travel. He had this big globe in his office. But we are talking with Rebecca Ackerman, and she is the marketing and events coordinator for Tatnuck Bookseller over in Westboro. If you're not around the area, if you ever come into Massachusetts, you're not far from Worcester. How would you get there from Worcester?
You just hop on Route 9, really. It's a pretty straight
Get off
ride.
At Lyman Street,
Yeah.
right? And now if you're coming in from the other direction, which I come, Route 30 at the lights, and you got the Senior Center over here, and they've got Willows here.
Yep.
And they're practically right across from Willows. You really can't miss it. It's before you turn around to go to Stop and Shop and Staples and all that type of thing. Perfect location. You've got the natural food store right there with you, which I also love. I mean, what better location? How can they reach you, Rebecca?
So you can reach me by either emailing at discovertatnuck.com or my personal work email, which is RebeccaA@tatnuck.com. So that's going to be REBECCAA@tatnuck.com.
The hours changed. I know. Was it after COVID?
Yes.
Closed at, what, 5 or 6?
They got shortened. So the hours for a few more days now, because then we're changing, are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then on Sundays we close a little bit earlier at 5 p.m.
Okay.
But starting the 15th of this month, our hours are extending. So every day of the week, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Oh, thank God. Because, people, especially those who are coming in from work.
Yeah.
Like if I had an appointment, I was always trying to time it. I say, my doctor's appointment is at 4. Will I be out in time before they close?
Yeah.
Now, and then I started rearranging, like, okay, I'll leave home early, make sure I get to Tatnuck, and then go. It's something to look forward to either way.
Yeah.
Unless I go to the doctor, right? So you think, okay, I've got something to look forward to on the way out. But if you can't do it, now you can.
Yeah.
It starts in December?
No, starting this month, the 15th. Yeah.
So it's open till 8 now.
Till
it's
8.
Going to be 8, starting the 15th of October.
Yeah.
From 10 a.m. to
8 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Talk about relaxing.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great for shopping, but also great for events, because it was hard to do weekday events before, because people would just be getting out of work, like you said.
Yes.
So not quite as easy to attend, but now we've got plenty of time.
What do you think, if you were going to advise artists and authors, would they contact you directly, right?
Yeah.
Did you give your email?
Yeah. And I respond to both of those emails. I control both of them. So.
All right. Like I said, I interview a lot of authors from all over Massachusetts, all over New England. And I always say, Tatnuck, and I wave at you like this.
Yeah.
But I give you a huge plug. But remember Borders?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good store, too.
Yeah.
Right there on Route 9, you couldn't miss it. Now they got a restaurant up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have Barnes & Noble. They're out there, too. They're pretty well known.
But they're a chain, and we're an indie bookstore going strong.
Exactly. The Barnes & Noble took away, oh boy, did I pick right up on this, no chairs to sit in now. That's because they didn't want you piling up books, I think, and not buying them.
Probably.
See, Tatnuck's the opposite. They're encouraging you.
Yeah.
Come to the beautiful back area, sit, read, choose what you'd like. Believe them, I think that's the best marketing.
Yeah.
Appeal to that. Maybe people say, oh, I'm not sure if I want this or want that. Well, I'll take it over to the chair and I'll make a decision. Or maybe I'll take both. I think that's awesome. Did they ever take away that seating area?
No, we've still got the seating area in the back. We've got a seating area in the front as well, near the cafe. We've got some cushy seats. Lots of people also just bring their books into the cafe, and as they're having lunch, they, see what they're interested in.
Yeah.
So.
Now, this place has a cafe, and it's, as you come in, you would probably go straight ahead, or if you come in the other door, you go like that.
Yeah.
What's the cafe like? What are their hours?
So the cafe hours are 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. As far as I know, unfortunately not extending during the holidays when the rest of our hours are. But we have extensive options at the cafe. I mean, we have you package things like yogurt cups, salads, but we also have You can do a full breakfast. I mean, we have...
Full breakfast?
Yeah, I mean, we have like eggs, we have bacon, we have home fries. You can also do veggie burgers. We have like just wraps,
I didn't know
smoothies.
they did breakfast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What time do they open?
10 a.m.
Okay, and they're open till 3.
Mm-hmm.
This has got to be why I miss them, because usually I'm in there after 3.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have lunch too?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can get those at any time.
Yeah.
It doesn't end, so you can just choose what you want.
No, I know I've got in there and sat. It's petite, but it's perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just
Mm-hmm.
a perfect setting. One thing I was going to say, what's coming down the pike that you could see for events coming up?
Definitely. So for events, we have 2 pretty big ones happening at the end of this month. On the 28th, we have what we're calling a spooky panel, and it's 4 local authors who write horror, and they're coming together to talk about what got them into horror as a genre, which books they read that inspired them to start writing their own.
I think we've got Jared Grace coming on with us this week.
Yeah, with his book Isolation.
Yeah, Isolation. He wrote that. He'll be on Wednesday, the next show.
He was great.
Yeah, I think because I saw it. I get all the
Mm-hmm.
Tatnuck, which is great because like it's okay. This one is local.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is great. Sometimes it's hard to find them online. They don't always list their email. That's when I connect with Rebecca and say, okay, do you have the email for this one right here? And then they're like, oh, I want to be on the show. So, okay, so you've got that coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What else is coming?
We also have Wing Masters, which is like an aviary group. They are bringing in live owls, and they're going to teach us about each type. They're all owls from New England. And yeah, they're teaching us all about them. So that's going to be great. Yeah.
When's that going to be?
That's going to be the 29th, I believe.
Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
It is a Saturday.
Okay. 1 to 3 or 3 to... There's usually 2 sets. 1 to 3 for somebody and 3 to 5?
Yeah, so we split it up however people would like. I believe... I'll have to double check now. But the Wing Masters is in the afternoon. I think it starts 1 to 1:45.
Yeah, get there early anyway.
Yeah.
Look for books.
It's all on the website.
Yeah.
Check it out. I update it constantly. So
Yeah, that is... it. Now, authors, when they come in, I imagine some of the new ones, the real new ones, are nervous.
Yes.
I know when I meet them, they're like, well, I don't know if she'd want me to come. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. You know,
Absolutely.
Tatnuck is so open to the authers coming in, and I think that's a big draw. What's the address? Give people your address again.
Yeah, so the address is 18 Lyman Street in Westborough. If you need the zip code, it's 01581. Plug it in, come down.
And your email?
My email is going to be either discovertatnuck@tatnuck.com, or for me personally, it's going to be RebeccaA@tatnuck.com. So again, REBECCA with another A tacked on at tatnuck.com.
Now, anything coming as far as changes in the big store itself? Are you going to be moving things at all, or is it going to stay the same? I just get used to it. I want to make sure.
I will say that the displays tend to change around a lot. We have 2 people about my age doing it now, so they're like sprucing everything up, freshening it up. So I have to keep track of where everything goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looks great. It looks really revamped.
It does. I like it. They have a games section towards the back. That's not just for kids.
No. For adults as well.
Regular box, puzzles and things like that. That's an excellent. I love that idea. And then wait till you see the arts section. I always those coloring books. Oh, they have the different kinds. What seems to be the coloring books now? I'm not into color by number. I want to do it myself.
Yeah.
What's with the coloring by number though? You color it, but you can still, if you want to save it or frame it, you can still see the number. Why?
I don't know.
People want to do that.
We do. Some people do the paint by numbers, so I think that covers it more.
Yeah.
Or there's a new one. It's like sticker by numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Those little.
Yeah, you have to use like a little, I don't know, rod, I guess.
Yeah.
To stick them on. But
What's this reverse color? What's that one?
the reverse one.
Coloring or something? I'm like, I tried to figure it out. I have no clue what they're talking about.
People keep inventing new things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it. And they have all kinds of coloring books there. We're talking for adults, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and it's got a wide selection, and they've got what's the other section? Oh God, true crime.
Yeah.
Ooh, they've got a good section on that in the back too. I noticed that most books coming in now are paperback. Is that the big thing?
Yeah, so I will say some of the, I guess, big name books still come in hardcover. As soon as we're able to get them in paperback, we do switch over. Doesn't mean we couldn't order it in for someone in hardcover if that's what they prefer.
Yep.
But the paperback is more affordable for everyone, so we try to give those options.
They have a great section in the middle with the desk, and you can go right to these people and say, where, can you tell me what section this is in or where it is? Also, if you see a book that, I don't know, you want to order.
Yep.
Right. I've done this so many times over the years. You could call Tatnuck and they'll talk with you and they'll order it, or go ahead in and say, look, can you order this for me? And you've got it written down or something. They'll do it too.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll email you. They'll let you know when it's in. I love that. Is so fantastic. You also have newspapers there.
Yeah.
But let's see. You have the what's that spiritual
Community Advocate we have, and Country Register.
50 plus.
Oh, yeah, we have that as well.
And then what's that Spirit of Change? I think.
Yeah, we have several Worcester magazines as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Worcester. They're all free.
Oh yeah, absolutely, all free.
The newspaper ones, and lest I not forget, one of my favorite sections, the magazine section. Oh my God! I notice it's gotten a little smaller.
It has.
Why is that? Because people aren't buying them as much?
No, I mean, I think the priority was to sort of replace it at some point with books or with gift items.
Okay.
We're keeping the section that we have still.
You please.
We're definitely keeping it, but they just weren't as popular as the books themselves.
Yeah. I know. I always look for Psychology Today. I noticed that to subscribe to these magazines now, they're practically giving them away. I've never seen anything like it. Usually $25, $30. Now it's like they'll try and get you with maybe, it's only $10 for a year.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, this is awesome. But if I don't subscribe, I'll go over to Tatnuck and I'll say, I wonder if they've got it over here. In the chat, they've got great a nature section in the magazines. I know, and also puzzles. If you like, like search a word, don't lose those. I'm a big fan. And crossword puzzles.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think people love that stuff. I know that in waiting rooms, I'm always doing that. They've got an astrology section.
Tarot, also very popular.
Yep, you've got a section there.
Yep.
Religion. Very good section on religion. Are you going to make the sci-fi section a little bigger?
I hope so, because right now we realized that we had way more fantasy than sci-fi, so we ended up restructuring a little so that sci-fi was taking up less space so we could spread fantasy out.
Okay.
We're hoping to make the two sections equal going forward, but lots of people are coming out with fantasy books, and just not as many are coming out with sci-fi.
Yeah, when I go to a library, my husband reads sci-fi. And I'll notice on the back, they've got it labeled sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
So I have to be very careful, okay, is this really, which is this? I can usually tell by the picture on the front. You got some guy who's a minotaur and a horse, or some kind of unicorn. That's not going to appeal. That's fantasy. But I have noticed a difference in that.
Yeah, a lot of the time when we look at the plot, it fits more under fantasy. Because people, if there's different dimensions, will label it as sci-fi as one of the categories, even if it's all of these fantasy creatures in different universes.
Usually by that cover.
Yeah,
they're very colorful too.
Yes.
Now there's a self-help psychology section, and that is really well stocked. I mean, I spend a lot just standing there reading the different titles. I mean, everything from people with anxiety to ADHD, PTSD, you name it. You've got a great section there. Self-help. And then, I guess this would be called the memoirs of famous people themselves.
Yep, we have a large biography section.
Biography, Yep, definitely. Is there anything new that's going to come for sections? Anything new that you're thinking about?
Well, especially during this season, we always have lots of new age books, which is sort of like witchy, magic sort of, and like holistic. Lots of fantasy always coming out, so I'm sure we'll be packing more in. We have our new releases set up for tomorrow, because Tuesdays are new release days.
It's what day?
New release days on Tuesdays every week. So we've got definitely new fantasy for that. We have Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare coming out, who is very popular in YA from the Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got new things coming.
You went to Elmira College. What did you major in?
So I majored in something that had nothing to do with books. So
Well, yeah, that usually happens. We don't end up doing. I'm not doing except arts and crafts, but that's not. I majored in art, and I'm not really. Yeah. What did you major in?
yeah, so I majored in a few things in undergrad. I did psychology, anthropology, sociology, and gender studies.
You're allowed to major in that many things?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you can get the classes done, they let you do it.
Okay. And so, of all of those, which was your favorite?
I would say probably anthropology was my favorite, but I couldn't figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
So the one that I ended up pursuing was I got my master's in psychology. That was a fairly clear path, lots of options, and then didn't end up doing it.
That is really. Now you said that you started. We got about a minute or two left, but you started working at Tatnuck as a kid.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to.
Yeah.
They were full. I didn't get to.
Yeah.
It was my dream.
Yeah.
And now it's come true.
That's really great to be somewhere you really, really love, and it's fun to go to.
Yeah.
I remember having some jobs where I just almost physically sick, dreaded it, especially if it was too structured.
Yeah.
You're expected to We don't all work on that. Some of us are more creative about on our own. You know, I don't need you to be watching over me. I got the idea. I could run with it. All right. One last time. Rebecca Ackerman. She is the marketing and events coordinator over at Tatnuck in Westborough. How again can they reach you?
Okay. You can reach me at 2 different emails. You can reach me at either discovertatnuck@tatnuck.com, or you can reach me at my personal email, which is rebecca@tatnuck.com. That's REBECCAA@tatnuck.com.
Rebecca, is your office there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm always at Tatnuck, yeah.
How come I thought the only way I could reach was mysteriously out here?
No, you could call in, and I'm probably the one picking up the phone. I do have an office that's in our actual office building that I simply never go to.
You're right there in the
I want to be in the
somewhere.
middle of everything. I want to know what's new, because I also run our social media.
Yeah.
I want to know what to tell people about.
Yeah.
So
she's right up on everything. So go on over to Tatnuck. It's very easy to find. If you're going down Route 30, let's say, heading from Upton, all that stuff. Go down Route 30, right through Westboro, head right down, keep going. There'll be lights. Take a left onto Tatnuck where the Willows is, and then kind of after that bank, the next left. And if you're going to go to Staples and all that, Tatnuck is right there. You cannot miss it. I mean, big sign. Don't miss it. It's a lot of fun to go to. Great bookstore. It's my favorite. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we'll see you next time and be my guest.
Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.